For more on this, we're joined by Adi Imsirovic. He's a lecturer in energy systems at the University of Oxford. Welcome back to the programme, Adi. Now, oil prices have surged around 12% following the collapse of the ceasefire, but Brent crude is still holding well below its earlier peak of around $119. Why is the market reacting much calmer this time?
Well, the problem with the futures market is that it reflects deliveries in 2 months' time. So what happens when you have these sudden blockages of the Hormuz? What tends to happen first, you have the premiums for various types of oil coming out of the Gulf go up, and then you have the freight rates go up. Then you have what we call prompt premium or dated Brent goes up first. So you really don't see it on the screen. But actually, it does react. It just reacts in a different way. The reason the futures don't react immediately is because we don't know what's going to happen in 2 months' time. You've seen that it's been extremely volatile. You know, Trump can make his decisions on a dime. He turns around very, very quickly. And I think the oil market has learned a lesson that both parties are very, very tired of this war. They would like to reach some sort of compromise, but it's just not happening yet, because there's a big difference between a proper agreed peace and an MOU, which is what we have. MOU is a Memorandum of Understanding, which is just an agreement to keep on talking and to try and agree something, but actually we still don't have that agreement. And I think the market is reading the fact that both sides would like to finish this war as soon as possible, if possible, but they're just not enough common ground to reach that.
And there are growing fears that Iran could also choke off the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. What happens to global energy supplies if we lose both Hormuz and Red Sea simultaneously?
That would be seriously bad news, because what's happened with the current crisis is that even though we've lost some 20% in theory of supplies, UAE have managed to export quite a lot of oil via Fujairah, which is connected by a pipeline and bypass Hormuz. There's another massive pipeline the Saudis have, a so-called East-West pipeline that goes to the port of Yanbu. So via just these two channels, we've been able to get back, if you wish, 8 million barrels, which is a lot. And maybe even more than that. So if we were to lose the exit from Yanbu, we'd be very, very quickly losing some 6 million barrels, which is absolutely massive. In the current situation where we have very low stocks, I think losing that would be very, very bad news indeed.
Meanwhile, natural gas prices are surging even faster than oil. Why is LNG feeling the pressure so quickly?
Well, I think you mentioned in your report, it was Asia is very dependent on Qatar, exports from Qatar. So, Qatar being blocked from exporting is a very, very big hit for most of the Asian countries, and also India, particularly Pakistan. The problem also with LNG, unlike oil, LNG is actually a lot harder to store. So it reacts quicker to sudden shifts in supplies or logistics, as we have a case right now. So yes, also China, right back, came in and bought a few cargoes, which they abstained from doing, which supported the market. And prices are much higher everywhere, in Asia in particular, but in Europe as well.
Dr. Adi Imsirovic, lecturer in energy systems at the University of Oxford. Thank you very much for speaking to us on TRT World.
Thank you for having me.